Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to our presentation and workshop today. So we are going to be covering applying for scholarships at JSOM, but most importantly, the writing process, writing your scholarship essays, and all of that great stuff. So first, we are going to talk about JSOM scholarship information. Then we'll be covering uncovering misconceptions. Lastly, we are going to be doing the writing process and end with a student survey. So, like I said, JSOM scholarships, we're going to be covering the scholarship process, deadlines, and any important information that students need to know. So, we're going to touch on important dates. If you are a freshman or a transfer student, this is going to look different for you. So please go to the JSOM scholarship website to learn more about that. But this is for current students. This is considered somebody who is completing or has completed at least one credit hour at JSOM. And so let's keep in mind that scholarships are only offered for the fall semester, and you have to have FAFSA on file. So, application deadline, this is very, very important. It is May 1st. Please give yourself enough time to fill out the application and be sure that you fill everything out. And then the decision announcement is going to be late July. You'll receive an email by August. So, how does this process work? So, first, you're going to apply, complete all the steps in the application process, and submit it. The first step of this process is going to be through the scholarship portal. This is going to be agreeing to the terms and conditions and submitting. So once you complete that step, you will get an email from JSOM Scholarship, and it will be a Qualtrics survey. So you can go in and see the types of essay topics that are going to be there, as long as the other questions. So you can go and make sure you're prepared. Second, you will be considered. You're automatically considered for all scholarships. So you won't go in and have to read all of them and choose which one best fits you. The JSOM employees will do that for you. And whichever one you're eligible for, you will be considered for. Then a decision will be made. You will be notified via email by the JSOM scholarship team by late July. And then if you are awarded, you will be required to do a follow-up letter thanking the donor as well as a photo.
So today I'm gonna talk about some common reason for student may be hesitate to apply for scholarship. The first most common reason is fear of rejections. Many students may feel intimidated by the competitive nature of scholarship and worry they won't be select. This fear of rejection can discourage them from even trying. And the second is overwhelmed by the applications process. Applying for a scholarship often involves filling out a lot of applications, writing essay, and getting a recommendation letter. The process can be time consuming and overwhelming, which may deter some student for applying. But right now the applications process pretty easy, and then I would talk about that later on. And the third reason is the lack of awareness. Some students may not be aware of the variety of scholarship available out there, or might not know where to find them. As a result, they might not realize that have a good chance to secure financial aid. And the other common reasons procrastination. Student might put off applications for scholarship until too late, missing out the deadline and lose out the potential opportunity to apply. And also the self-doubt. Student may not believe they have the necessary qualifications or achievements to win a scholarship. The lack of confidence can prevent them from pursuing scholarship that they might other will be eligible for. So here is the three easy step, and then you might have to take, or you might want to care about before you writing an application essay. The first one is to review the eligibility requirement. And after you do a lot of research of the scholarship, you want to review the eligibility criteria for each scholarship you are interested in, and carefully review those to ensure you meet the necessary qualification that may include the factors such your GPA, major activity, and community service. Make sure to prepare the requirement document for applying. And the other one is application form. So you have to fill out the application form, provide all the informations, and make sure you submit it on time. And then the last things, you might want to prepare a professional resume. For us, for some scholarship, they might ask you for a resume, but it's not that commonly. But yeah, you still want to be prepared. The resume should including your education, work experience, activity, volunteer work, or other relative achievements, and prepare a professional highlight your strength and experience.
Before we get started on discussing what to consider before writing and how to develop a strong outline and essay, I would first like to discuss a major misconception between college essays and scholarship essays. When it comes to writing a scholarship essay, some students tend to write them as if they were college application essays. However, there are major differences between these two that can really determine the outcome of your scholarship application process. For college essays, their main purpose is to inform the reader of the student's personality, their past experiences, mainly during high school years, and their potential contribution to the school. And as for scholarship essays, they are about how the student's interests align with the scholarship organization. And these may include things such as their talents, demographics, passions, or industries, which are crucial for the student to understand beforehand in order to represent the awarding organization well upon receiving the scholarship money. All right, so now here are a few things to consider before you begin writing your outline and essay. So, first would be to plan ahead. This means do not procrastinate and really give yourself as much time as you can so that you can review and edit your essay. Also, another thing to keep in mind is to be aware of all deadlines and make sure that you understand what all dates mean and make a plan leading up to your submission. Next would be to take in consideration your accomplishments. So think about what you have accomplished and make sure to talk about them. Try not to brag or oversell yourself, but do try to stand out from the crowd and also be clear and to the point. And the next thing to consider would be your need. So basically, show your need, and it's not just a case where someone needs help themselves, but they also need to help their families as well. So think about what your financial situation is. Do you work? Do you receive support from your family? Or do you provide your support to them? And finally, although this is an essay, you should try to make it simple and as straightforward as you can. So plan to keep the essay simple by omitting unnecessary words and information. It is also a good idea to proofread and consider finding a second opinion on your writing.
Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about some writing tips as it pertains to scholarships. First, stand out and be personal. Grab the reader's attention in the introduction and follow prompt directions while evaluating the impacts and connecting it to yourself. Second, make an argument while avoiding cliches. Talk about any obstacles, unique skills, or abilities you have as it relates to the prompt. Write persuasively about your skills and characteristics. Third, avoid repetition and proofread. Avoiding repetition is a good way to be concise in the essays. Proofreading is a good way to catch any grammar mistakes or wordy sentences. Have a friend or family member review your essay before submitting. Also, do not forget to put it through Grammarly. As a JSOM student, we have free Grammarly for the 4 years that we are here. And if you want more information on this, you can go ahead and talk to a BCom professor or the BCC for more information. Next, keep the essay to the required word count. Going over or under can be perceived as a negative thing. Focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses, and always make sure you are following the prompt. Developing an outline. This is a rough sketch of the outline as every prompt is different, so it is up to you to make sure that the prompt fits the outline. But for starters, this is a good way in order to make sure that the scholarship follows these main points. First, the introductory paragraph should include a thesis and the hook tying into the prompt. This should state the objectives and goals of the prompt as well. The body paragraph is 1 to 2 paragraphs, depending on your word count, and it should expand on the main points from the prompt as it relates to you. This should be 5 to 7 sentences, and this should explain the topics such as need, merit, or explanation pertaining to the prompt. And finally, we have the conclusion. This wraps up the ideas while tying it into the thesis and overall theme. This should stress why you would be a good fit for the scholarship, and this should make everything cohesive. This should be 4 to 5 sentences, and it should not be longer than any body paragraph. Finally, do not forget to make a rough draft after an outline. The outline is not considered the essay itself. This is just an idea of the prompts put together, and you should be making an essay out of it after. The rough draft should come second, and then the final revisions and proofreading after that.
So to wrap up this presentation, I just want to point out some of the key important things that we discussed previously. First and foremost, please remember that the application deadline is May 1st, and once you submit your applications, the decisions will be made in the late July and August period. And also remember that the scholarships for current students are offered for all semesters only. And if you are a transfer student or if you are a freshman, the processes are different. So please visit the JSOM scholarship website for more information, and please reach out to us if you have any questions. Like we said before, there are some steps you might want to take before writing your essays. You might want to research the scholarships that you're interested in, find out the eligibility requirements for those scholarships, fill out the applications, and prepare a professional resume that highlights your skills and experiences. And if needed, obtain recommendation letters based on the scholarships that you want to apply for. When planning and writing your essay, give yourself as much time as you can, and remember the deadlines and understand what each deadline means. And also, when writing your essays, consider your accomplishments and your financial needs, and make sure to talk about them in your essays. And try to make the essay simple by omitting unnecessary words. And remember that developing an outline for your essay is a helpful tool. And proofreading is always a good checking mechanism to improve the quality of your essays. As I said before, we understand that many times students are discouraged to apply for scholarships because they are just sometimes overwhelmed by the applications process, or they're simply not just aware of the scholarships programs, or they're just sometimes just simply afraid that their applications will be rejected. But if you put just a little bit of your time researching into those scholarships, then you'll be surprised to see how it's easy to apply for those scholarships and how easy the process is. And we hope that you guys find this presentations informative, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. Here are our email addresses listed here. Again, please feel free to email us if you have any questions. And also, please take 2 minutes of your time to complete this post-workshop survey. You can click on this link, or you can simply just scan this QR code on your phone to complete the survey. Again, it'll only take less than 2 minutes of your time, so please complete the survey and provide us any feedbacks for this workshop. And we want to thank you again for listening to our presentation. And we hope that you guys have a great rest of your semesters. Thank you.